Hey, what's up guys? Professional outdoor photographer David Johnston here, and today I'm out at Cape Hatteras National Seashore in the Outer Banks of North Carolina. And what I'm shaping up to get today, or tonight I should say, is a really good sunset panorama. Now panoramas can be a little bit difficult when you're first starting out or you've never done one before, especially the factor that we're including today in this video is that we're doing a silhouette panorama. But I want to feature the lighthouse, the Cape Hatteras Lighthouse, best in this. And when the sun starts to go down, I want that little bit of light coming out from the lighthouse itself, kind of giving us just a little pop of color on that lighthouse. And then having some sea grasses framed up and silhouetted across the right side of the frame. So number one, how do you exactly photograph a silhouette and do it with this style? And number two, what's the best way to really capture a good panorama? Well, we're gonna get into that. We're gonna dive deep into how I'm constructing this photograph so that you guys can go out and do the same on your next adventure. All right guys, so let's go rapid fire with this on how we're actually going to construct this photo. So for this, I'm gonna be using the Fujifilm X-T30 with a 35mm lens attached. This is going to allow me to capture these sea grasses that you see behind me and also capture the lighthouse large enough in the background to allow me to frame this up properly in the composition that I want. Now, since I'm doing a pano, I want the lighthouse on this side that you probably are having trouble seeing because it's right in front of the sun. And then I want these sea grasses going all the way across to the other side of the frame, having these in a silhouette style. Now I can do this with a silhouette today because we have really low wind speeds here. We have wind speeds of like 1 to 2 miles per hour. That's gonna allow me to shoot this pretty quickly, use a fast shutter speed, and line these up as I go across this pano stitch. Now, for the pano in particular, what I'm trying to do is find objects or subjects within the pano stitch and these photos that I'm going across the frame with, and picking these out and having one on one side of the frame, then slightly shifting my camera and turning my ball head so that that spot that I picked out is now on the other side of the frame. Then I'm gonna pick out a spot here, shift my camera, and have this spot on the other side of the frame. Again, pick a spot here, shift my camera, and have this spot on the other side of the frame. This will allow my post-processing software to pick out these spots, these overlapping areas in the pano stitch that it can merge together later and do a proper pano stitch. So as if you take a shot here and then you leave a big gap and your next shot is way over here, it has nothing to coincide with those shots and compare them to. So what I'm doing here is not allowing myself to stitch this correctly because I'm leaving gaps between my frames and kind of telling my post-processing software, okay, this is the stitch to this point, but there's no information here, and then it starts again here. It's gonna lead you to a failed pano stitch, and we don't want that. Now, the last thing that I'm thinking about with this photo in particular is that the silhouette style of this pano is going to only expose to the sky because I want the sky properly exposed, but I don't want any real color or light or detail in the sea grasses because we have a lot of footprints going around. Making that completely black is going to get rid of all of those. So what I'm gonna do is have those silhouetted, exposed to the sky and the sunset color, and then I'm going to try to get just a little glimpse of color and light on the lighthouse itself so you can see those stripes of the Cape Hatteras Lighthouse itself, and then have the sunset color behind it. A lot of things we have to remember for this shot in particular, but I hope everything comes together. It should be a really good photo that we can capture, merge together, and show off. We're gonna go right into the shooting part of this. It's gonna go fast, guys, because sunset always goes fast. Let's see how it turns out. So the sun has descended. We have a nice horizon line with some really good just sunset pastel colors of oranges and blues. So what I'm shooting at is my shutter speed is 1/160th of a second, f11 with an ISO of 400, just giving me enough light to hit that lighthouse and get the stripes on it and get that design. So all I'm going to do is go and put my lighthouse basically on the right center portion of the frame. I'm gonna focus on my lighthouse, take one shot, and then I'm just gonna move that to the other center side of the frame, focus on it, take another shot, move that to the left side of the frame, focus on it, take another shot, all while just watching the seagrasses coming in on this side. Now I'm gonna focus on those seagrasses to be sure that they are in focus. Take those, and I'm just gonna move the process over throughout the entire frame, making sure that I'm shooting enough on this side to have my panorama come out like I want it, because I want more space on the right side than on the left. I think one more shot will probably do it. And there it is. We have a shot of a pano going all the way across with this lighthouse. It looks really good. You can see the detail on the lighthouse. You can see enough of the sunset color going on within the photo, and overall, just a really good pano. Everything came together tonight, and I'm really excited that it did, because that was a lot of work for just one photograph.